Welcome. We're going to do a bit of a grounding, breathing, couple of minutes to make us be in the mood. And then after that, I will take you through the method that I created so you can learn about the feminine power and the feminine self from a strong point of view, really like being the leader of our energy and our life. If you can put in the chat what brings you here, is it more like to improve your relationship with yourself? Is it your love life? Is it business? You want to make more money? What is it that brings you here? I will share the framework of the strong feminine method. So it's a method I created. Don't worry, it's not going to be like me pitching you something the entire time. This is really about sharing the framework and the steps that I've learned. This way you can take as much as you can from this and start implementing. Of course, if we want to work together, if you want to work with me, I will mention that, how to do that toward the end. We're going to see what's keeping you stuck in your masculine overdrive. Chances are you feel like you've been in your masculine and you forgot who the woman in you was. Who is she? I want you to understand the feminine presence. Like, what's the essence of it? There are 3 shifts around that. And I will show you as well the roadmap, meaning you need a context for, to change, to evolve. We need a context. And I've coached long enough that I know what works now. I've put that together as well for you. That is really important, and you will see this toward the end. I want you to tell me, is it love, business, or the self? I mean, I guess the self is always there, but there might be one of these 3 that really is standing out for you. Okay, so I'm seeing Jamie's comment, relationship with self. Natasha, I would like to bring more feminine energy overall. Yes, we live in a masculine world in our career, the world is still very masculine, it's been since history of time. And I always say we love men, it's not about like trashing anybody. It's really not that. It's about like, as women, how are we more visible? How do we influence the world more? How do we speak up? So this is really why I like to talk about feminine power, the strong feminine. It's not the passive, oh, just receive, like you will see. My vision is very different from that. So Melanie, yes, you said relationship. I've been using my masculine a lot on work and as a single parent, but very feminine underneath. You want to still be independent and everything. Okay. And Natasha, I believe we are not even aware of that we are in our masculine because we are so used to being there all the time. It's draining. I completely agree. I think many of us, we lose ourselves in it. Like, I think most women are. And unless we consciously relearn how to be in that natural self, like that being, it's really hard to do the work. So that's exactly what we will talk about. I would love to know as well where you're joining from, everyone. If you can just put that in the comments, because we should be quite an international team. So I'm going to tell you, my name is Anna Laurence. I'm from France originally, but I lived between the UK and Canada for the last 18 years. Natasha is from Sweden, Melanie, Scotland, Edinburgh. I lived in Scotland, in Edinburgh, Melanie, for almost 2 years. Christina is from Finland, and Jamie is from the US. Very cool. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, I'm expecting some Canadians and Americans today because everyone is coming from their own culture, and I think it's very rich when you have a group that is mixed. Guatemala now, Emily, amazing. Let's crack on because there is a lot to talk about. I started telling you I'm from France, between Canada and the UK. I'm in London now, mostly in London, and I started dancing very young. I grew up with women, my mom and my grandma, and I learned to be very natural and comfortable with my feminine energy, seduction, like just being in my body, dancing and having fun. Like, This wasn't taboo at all in my family. And I started dancing very young in nightclubs, and I became stage dancer, pole dancer, and stripper. And that became my career for a very long time. I loved it. This was always from a place of power for me, and I just loved it. And I learned so much about the power of being a woman and being in your feminine energy, being in your flow, but in a way where you command the room. You command the room. They were very, when you're a dancer, you have to sell your dances. So it's quite tough. It's very competitive. You're obviously not wearing a lot of clothes. So you get a lot of rejection. In order to sell dances, you get a lot of no's, 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 and then you get some yes. So you have to learn to not be put off, not to lose your sense of self in those rejection. And it took me years, I swear, it took me years from my own experience, but also learning from other women, other really good dancer, how to actually stay in that magnetic energy. Is that energy when you walk into a room, people are like, wow. It's unapologetic. It's who you are. And it's almost like, I think of it as my life force. It's like you just are, and it's very feminine, it's very, because I'm a woman, and it's very playful and it's colorful. And so I teach that now. But I teach that to women who feel they have been in a productive, and I'm telling you that because I think you might recognize yourself in this. It's like you feel like you've been in the go, go, go mode. You have responsibilities. You might have raised a family. Maybe you have a husband to manage, or maybe not anymore. You maybe had a big career. Maybe you have a big career, and you feel like you've been in your masculine because you needed to. But now you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm ready to explore the feminine, and I'm ready to tap into it. So can you give me like thumbs up or something if you're like, yeah, I can, yeah, I see Twyla. Yes, good. Natasha, thank you. Jamie is like, yeah, check mark, like that. I see the businesswoman. And Melanie, yes, okay, great. Amazing. So the reason I teach or I lead or I mentor or coach this type of women is because I've been like this myself. I studied law. I did a master's in law. I went in, for 10 years, I was in the non-profit sector. I created a charity, fundraised lots of money, had really good impact, like positive impact in society, I feel. Got lots of awards, international awards. So really, I feel like during those years, I was so much in my masculine. And I felt it was really hard to, shift. And I felt like they were competing almost. I was one or I was the other. And so I've been coaching for a while now, and now I've learned the magic recipe. By coaching and meeting people, I feel like, okay, I cracked the code. That's what I do now. That's my specialty. That's all I do. That's all I talk about. I love using tools like creativity, dance, movement. It's a lot about the body, the connection to the body, journaling, discussion. I coach women in small groups. I have a program, and it's over 12 weeks method. And we're a very small group, like 4 or 5 women. It's quite premium. I take you on step by step on the journey. Today, in this workshop, I'm going to show you the structure of the method. So you can take it and start implementing it in your life. And of course, if you want to work with me, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp or email, and we can have a little chat after or another day, and I will tell you how that can work at the end. Melanie is like always inspiring me. Amazing. While you will see Melanie, it's going to get much even better. I want you to ground yourself with me because I know it's a free workshop and it's easy to be multitasking and, it's like, yeah, it's a free workshop, whatever. I've done a million. But I really believe that the more you commit, the more present you are, the more you're going to get from this. Imagine you had paid £1,000 or $1,000 to be here for this hour with me. I want to know how you would show up. I'm going to help you with a bit of a breathing. I'm giving you my full presence. As much as you can, just commit to yourself. And I'm going to get you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or just sit back kind of for a minute. I'm in a standing desk, so I'm standing. You can also stand if you want. And I invite you to first stretch a little bit, just like stretch your arms, yawn if you need to, and move your neck. And see how is the body feeling as you're stretching. And don't stop stretching. I want you to give that to your body. Your body is always happy to stretch. So let's give that to the body. My practice is all about the body. My body is a temple, truly. Like, I feed my body with breathing, movement, like giving it space. And so that's what I want to start with. So you can breathe deeply, you can inhale through the nose, and you can come back to being still if you want to, or if you want, you can keep stretching. And you can inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And exhale like, a bit like a few sighs, let go, any tension. If you're standing, you can even shake a little. And as you're coming to stillness, I want you to gift some space to your body. So we're going to explore how your body is feeling right at this minute. And so there's no good or bad. This is more like you're curious about it. You want to know what's happening inside. And you're kind of scanning around, seeing if there's any tension anywhere. And when you feel any tension, any stress, anything, just understand that your body is expressing itself through either tension, pain. Maybe your body is expressing itself through pleasure if you're feeling great. And so just take note of this. And yeah, close your eyes if you feel good with that, just for a few minutes, and breathe. And be curious. How is my body feeling? So we're not trying to shut it down. We're not trying to correct whatever is coming up. We're just listening. And maybe there's a bit of anxiety. It's always, we don't know. When you join a group or workshop, you never know what to expect. And just breathe into it. And now I want you to feel and think about your feminine self. So when I talk about the concept of the feminine self, I want you to feel what happens in your body. Is there any reaction? And we're trying to assess if there is any resistance. So when we talk about feeling feminine, feeling magnetic, feeling sensual, there might be a bit of resistance. There might be a bit of blocks. There might be tension happening. Or maybe we're starting to feel distracted. It's hard to focus. Another sign of resistance might be being impatient, annoyed, and that's okay. Maybe you're super annoyed right now, impatient, like whatever is coming up, just make note of it. And now I want you to visualize a silhouette of a beautiful magnetic woman. And she's far away. You can just barely see her silhouette. And she's in nature. She might be in the forest, on a path. Maybe she's by the sea, walking along the water. And you're just going to observe her. Observe her energy. She's very magnetic. She's super feminine. She's very sensual, but not in a vulgar, obvious way. It's like a subtle, there's something about her. Like we say in French, it's a je ne sais quoi. So visualize that, see how she feels. And can you see if there is like a specific color? Maybe a certain type of light that's around her or coming from her. And I want you to walk closer to her. You're kind of coming closer and closer. And as you're coming close to her, you're starting to see her a little bit more clearly. And you start feeling that energy. You can feel it. See if it's warm, or maybe it's cool and fresh. There might be a color that's like, you feel like you're bathing into that energy. So just come closer to her. And now she's looking at you, you're looking at her. Observe her look, her gaze. And she's got that energy that is very generous. You can feel a sense of generosity from her. She wants you to have that energy. So just be in that, take that energy in. And breathe. Just breathe. Just for another minute, we're going to be in that energy. You're taking it in. And look at this vision of that magnetic woman, that feminine self. And see if she's got a message for you. Maybe there's something she wants you to know or to have. Maybe she's got a gift for you. Can you receive it? See if you're able to actually receive it. Give yourself permission to take it. Take that energy, receive that gift, receive the message, and feel it in your body, everywhere in your body. You can feel it. It might be like a warm, golden energy. It might be a message, a specific word. Just take it in. And now you can come back to your body and you can even start stretching again. And yawn and breathe. And you can thank her and you can say goodbye to that version of you. It's your future self. You're going to thank her and you're going to come back. Hello. So welcome back, everyone. How was it, everyone? I want you to put that in the chat, please. Did it work at all? Was there any message that came up for you? Christina was into it. Lovely to hear. So I want you to share the energy that you got. What was the energy that you got? What was the message? And perhaps it didn't really work. And that's also fine. You can absolutely write that. It doesn't always work. Some days we're just resistant. But this was the first little practice I wanted you to do because I want you to be aware of resistance first. Because you can't just put more information if you're blocking, right? So sometimes this helps with like, okay, we're starting to remove a bit of layers. We're starting to see what's under. It was good. My message was be yourself. Yes. Be yourself. Yes, be yourself is a big one. And actually, look, Emily has the same message than you. So funny. Melanie and Emily. So, by the way, when you read each other's comment, if you can relate, I would love for you to put a thumbs up or a heart just because this is about creating community as well between women. It's about creating bond for each other, supporting each other. And you will see that almost every time there's so much synchronicities, like, chemistry between people. So Emily, yeah, she said yes. Christina, acceptance. Okay, lovely. Sheila joined partway through. Yes, you saw green color. Okay, like nature. Natasha, it was great. She had this soft and calm energy focused on her and not everything else in the surrounding. She was present and not exploring. I received a key, old-fashioned key. Okay, you can, after, I mean, I love drawing, so I invite you as well to put the color, the drawing. So the thing that is very important to understand, I will come back, and I'm going to show you. This is my method. This is the method I created. It's 3 shifts, 3 steps, 3 pillars. You see in the middle, it's like a ball of light, color, fire. And that for me is how I see my feminine self. Whenever I do this kind of exercise, I see a flame, I see colors, and it's always those colors. I draw in colors and paint a lot, and those all the colors I use. I use only those exclusive. If you look at my Instagram, it's just these colors. Because for me, that's my way to bring her back every day. At the center, this is your ultimate feminine. This is your strong feminine. This is your life force. That's how you can name it however you want. It might be life force, it might be, but it's good to put it a bit of a name or you want to kind of have a sense of what's that energy. I invite you after to color it or put words that, was it a warm energy? Was it fresh? Was it green? Was it orange? Like, because it's kind of like the more you spend time with her, with that energy, that feminine, the more it's going to imprint yourself. It's going to imprint your subconscious mind. It's going to be everywhere. It's just a little trick that you can do something visual. This method, I created it, tested it, refined it with women who also felt like they were very in their masculine and they wanted to be in their feminine, but without necessarily changing who they were, like in a realistic way, not in the kind of way you go to a retreat and you're away for a month, everything is great, and then you come back and you go back to your real life. It's like, no, actually, like, how do we embrace our feminine with our busy life with having responsibilities and obligations? I created this method because I feel like it's almost like a bridge. It's a bridge between where you are now, your masculine, the more masculine energy in you, the productive, to the feminine. When I talk about feminine, I do not talk about being passive and receiving. That is a change, because on social media, all you hear is, oh, the feminine is receiving. Well, I believe that we create. I believe we are creators. We create life more than we receive. And often, when we hear, oh, we receive, it's because what? We receive the sperm. Sorry, but that's true. It's like, yeah, but you know what? I also give life. And maybe that should be the thing that we should mention about femininity instead of receiving. I'm not saying you should be in your push, because otherwise you go back to kind of the masculine. But I'm saying we are visionary, we're creators. We know what we want and we should express it. I don't want the patriarchal view of the femininity, which is be passive, basically, be on standby. When I'm ready to text you, when I'm ready to set up a date, the man. Then the woman is just like, oh, okay. No, no, no. That's different for me. In this visual that I'm showing you, there's 3 shifts. The first one is be free. So it's the sense of being free to be your full self. So often when we're not free deeply, I want to say the signs that we're not truly free is often we are worried about what people think. Like, maybe you want to wear that red dress, but you're actually a bit, oh, I don't know what people will think. I don't want to attract the wrong kind of looks. I don't want to feel like other women are competing. Or sometimes when you're not really free to be yourself, you are asking for permission. That's very common. I used to do that a lot. So when you ask for permission, it's obviously subtle. It's not like you ask, but it's more like, oh, should I wear this? What do you think? Or I don't know, I'm thinking about spending this or buying that. What do you think? And constantly kind of needing everyone's approval because we feel guilty to spend for ourselves, or we feel guilty to look good. So that's often a sign that we're not actually free, truly, to just be who we are and do what the hell we want. We basically give our power away a little bit when we do that, right? Because if the person is like, oh, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't wear that dress, then we'll be like, okay, I wear my black pants, So I think those are just signs, One of my clients, her name is Anna, like me, and she started to work with me because, and she's not the only one, it's quite interesting, but like, I hear a lot, I really want to wear a flowery feminine dress. And I'm 50 or 60 and I don't feel like it's me. I don't feel like I can. You would be surprised how many clients want to work with me because they want to wear that dress. Obviously, it's way deeper than the dress, right? It's the sense of like, can I be that flowery, feminine self? Can I be that version of me? And they kind of seek permission. And you often need to feel supported and guided in order to get there. And now they do wear, those clients, they do wear the red dress and the flowery dress. But this is a really good sign because Anna, in that instance, she joined because of that. But what happened is it completely changed the dynamic in her relationship with her husband because she was suddenly comfortable with all aspects of herself. She wasn't so trying to kind of like hide a side of her or afraid of that side of her. So it kind of like did the domino effect. She improved her relationship with her daughter, who was 18 and who actually was pretty good at being in her feminine. And they started being more aligned, So it kind of does domino. It changed her routine. Like she started going more like working in a coffee shop and, like things that really impacted her. So I like to say that story because it's very concrete. It's like, okay, this really shifted for her. I put break free from the good girl conditioning. Like, is there a bit of that in you? I would love for you to write in the chat. How do you feel in relation to that topic of being free to be yourself? Do you feel like quite limited? Do you feel very free already? I would love for you to write that in the chat. And I put the queen, you see at the bottom of the screen, there is the queen, as I like to use female archetypes. And the queen, I think, is a really good one for this because there is a sense of like, she's got that posture, she's got that way of standing, she's got that insurance about herself, she knows who she is, and she just expresses herself, like she just is. There's a sense of like, that's the queen, she is. She wears, the crazy stuff, like she's not afraid to shine. I like to think of the queen. My challenge is my executive career keeps me, yeah, more in your masculine. I completely understand. That's the case of many women who I work with. Obviously, you don't want to start being sexy at work. That's really not the goal. But it's about reconnecting to what makes you different, which is being a woman in your workplace. So often it's tapping into our intuition a little bit more, just expressing ourselves a little bit more, like actually expressing ourselves more, a sense of boundaries, but not in a harsh way. So there's lots of aspects that we can change on how we show up at work. But of course, it starts with your own transformation and it does the effect in your work. Emily, I feel like I'm holding back, but trying to change that. Yes, like people pleasing. Yes, exactly. The number of women who, if you ask, do you think you're operating from your full potential? Almost everyone say, no, I know I'm holding back. And women, a lot more than men, a lot more than men. That's really what we unlock, what we need to unlock. Today, I'm giving you already you will see some very steps like that will, I'm hoping, help you. But yeah, the feminine, the sensual, being connected. We'll talk about the sensual in a second, Sheila. Natasha, recent couple of years, I am more free. I can sense. I give myself permission. Lovely, Natasha. And Natasha, in the chat, feel free to say, like, what shifted for you in terms of like you gave yourself permission, you're able to do that, so maybe people can learn from that. Emily, I really feel I need to develop my feminine side. You look like a sport person, shorts and Melanie, definitely a bit of a good girl barrier in me. I think I know some of the reason. Yes, pole dancing classes, yes. So lots of practice like that will get you to because when you do dance classes, it's like you're going through the body to the mind. You're not doing, I have a dance class that is online, by the way, everyone. It's Central Dance Class. It's the most fun ever. It's brand new as well. Yes. And anyway, I'm working on a little project, but I can't share yet, but it's about dancing. That's all I will say. I want to ask you one more question and then we'll shift to the central. Let's say that you were able to be your full self, your full potential. What would change in your life? Can you write one thing in the chat? One concrete thing that would change for you. So it might be better relationship with my husband. Maybe you attract more clients. Yes, Melanie, about dancing. Dancing is so good for me, stops me overthinking. Yes. Okay, Jamie saying more joy. Set up my business. Yeah, Emily, I love it. It's very concrete. I live in harmony, not pushing, but allowing. Improved intimacy. Okay, yes. So when you live in harmony, Natasha, what would happen concretely? What does it create in your life? And same for you, Jamie, when you say more joy, I want to know what would that do? So joy is your domino. What's the next thing? If you see what I mean. More fun and joy in my sexuality in my relationship. Yes, absolutely. You take things more playful. You become more playful when you're in your feminine. I will be living more in alignment with myself. Agree and agree, more joy, better relationship, fully authentic. Amazing. Let's talk about sensual. The sensual part. Here's the trick. The thing about the sensual is that it's the root of the word is senses. I want you to start with this. When you think about being sensual, don't think about having red lipstick and red nails. Think about activating your senses. So your smell, your touch, your look, beauty around you, being, feeling. This is how you start being sensual. When I was a dancer, when I would make money is when I was fully present, fully activated, fully there. And the way to do that is by being in tune with my senses. It's like, you talk to, if you're trying to sell a dance, like you talk to somebody and, you're not going to be like, ah, you're like, hello. Like you kind of like touch your hair, you slow down. Maybe you're having a drink, you take the time to taste it. Like this is how it starts. Sensuality is by your senses. Often when we are not sensual, we are in our head all the time, overthinking, can't sleep at night, always thinking, which I know very well. But the remedy for that is, to be present. And to be present, we need to be in our senses. When you are not sensual I'm talking broad sense right now, you are often feeling like your routine is a bit dull, like a bit boring, it's like, you're not unhappy, but you're a bit, blah, kind of. That's often when you're not sensual, when you forgot to seek pleasure. A big part of my work and what I love to talk about is pleasure. Just going and feeling pleasure and indulging in pleasure, in healthy pleasure. Of course, I'm not talking junk food, but like pleasure. And if that means like having like the craziest orgasm with your vibrator, so be it. Like just pleasure. I don't mean just sexual. It can be all sort of pleasure. Slowing down, and so you will see that, for instance, I'm going back to the dancing because that's what I know best. If I'm on stage and I want people to look at me, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to look at people. I'm going to, touch my hair. I'm going to be so present. It's like my energy is like, and you see the life force. It's like your life force is like, and so you can apply that in every area of your life. And when you are like that, you're going to see that you're attractive to people. And even at work, it doesn't, again, like it doesn't mean, oh, yeah, even at work, it doesn't mean being sexy or anything, but there is a way of like listening, being present, slowing down even at work. I really invite you to think about that as a path to get to the sensuality. And if it's a lot more, of course, I love to use the archetype of the femme fatale because, it's appropriate because I'm French, and the femme fatale for me is very daring. She's like, and she's all about like, this is me, unapologetic. And I love it. I love it. A good example for you is my client Liz. She started working with me. She joined my program she's married, kids, senior, like high manager in an international company, like very accomplished woman, 52. And she joined because she felt like she was always in kind of tension with her husband, feeling like they were always like, it wasn't a good vibe, She felt like their energy were almost competing. And because of her work, and she was very masculine, like very masculine. And she worked with me, and we completely changed the dynamic. And we learned that she was so playful. She's such a playful person. She just didn't know about it, or she had forgotten it. She was able to cultivate the sense of playfulness in herself, which ultimately completely changed the dynamic with her husband, because now they were not bickering at each other about the dishes. They were able to like disamorce things. They were able to tell things to each other. It could have been an argument, but right away they were like different energy. She was in her feminine, he was in his masculine. They were not competing anymore. It was healthy. On my website, there is like a video of her talking about that if you're interested. It's particularly good for really busy women. I would love to know what would happen if you were more sensual. Can you put that in the chat? If you were more sensual, what would happen? And then we're going to talk about be bold. And I'm going to talk to you about the masculine and the feminine. And you're going to love it. Allowing myself full life and to be more alive and taste life. Yes, Emily. Christina, I would have more fun. I would be healthy, laughing, more productive, better relationship with myself and others. I would create a new career, start my own business, have a better intimate relationship. Yes. And I need more playful Anne. So you see, playfulness, for me, it's a huge part of my life. And it what brings me joy every day. It's like going back to the playfulness of life. Not to say there can't be hard stuff and real challenges, but life is, we're not alive to be bored. We're alive to be happy. We're alive to be enjoying. Otherwise, what's the point? Sexy for myself at home. Yes, Emily. Be more at ease, more joy and fun. Yes. And I want to know, Sheila, if you're more at ease, more joy and fun, what happens in your life? What shifts for you? And same, Natasha, if you have even a specific example of like, I would enjoy more moments, like you would be having more fun. Can you give us an example? Like, would it be dating? Would it be, I don't know, creating? Okay, so take my relationship to the next level. Melanie, my children are young adult now, so I date, yes, but I would enjoy it more. Yes, it's sometimes a core, yes, yes. Dating, when you're able to go into the playfulness of it, dating app can actually be fun. I know it's hard to believe. I'm in it right now, so I know. Okay, so let me tell you about the boldness. How to be bold. How to be bold, and what does, why is it here as part of the feminine method, as part of the strong feminine method? I tell you why. Because it's one thing to feel bold when you're in a workshop. It's another one to actually do it in your life. And chances are you have done a lot of webinars, you probably even got some programs and stuff, but chances are your life didn't change that much. At least you're here. So clearly you still want to learn, you want more shifts, you want more changes. A big part of my work, it's actually a third of my program, we focus on action. What does it actually mean in your life? Like, how do we act on these things? Little challenges that are playful that you can set up for yourself and with your group and your experience. You try things out, you come back, you report to the group. It's very important to take action. I know it sounds silly, but it's very important. So I just want to show you the balance, feminine and masculine. So many of you, and actually give me a thumbs up if you can identify with the fact that you feel like you have an unbalance. You feel like you're too much in your masculine. Can you give a thumbs up or on camera or on emoji, just so I know? If you feel like you're more in your masculine, you're too much in your masculine, I want to know. Anne is saying yes. Most of you, not all, but most of you. this is the good news. Based on my learnings and my coaching and my experience, a healthy balance is actually when you have both really strong. I do not believe that you need to reduce your masculine in order to increase your feminine. I see it as an onion, which is what you're seeing on the screen. This is how I see it. It's like the red is the masculine. And so the masculine is the envelope. It's kind of the solid, layer that's protective. And then in the middle, the orange, the yellow is the feminine. And it's much more like tender and fluid, but it's very alive. It's very, it's like, but it needs a layer of protection. I believe that each of us, any being has it both, right? So the onion is you. It's not you and a man. It's you and you. I believe that actually the stronger your masculine is, the stronger your envelope can hold, the more you can grow your feminine. The reason I love working with women who are like go-getter, they feel they're in their masculine, is because they're usually really good at implementing something when they decide. Once they understand the concept and they practice, the changes actually happen. I don't love to work with like women that are, I'm not going into it, but some women are not like that. Let's say some women are very out there, like very like everything is like, yeah, we will see. No. Like I like women who make things happen. I believe that when we explore what your feminine is, you're going to see that you can hold it. You have it in you. Going back to the boldness, I'm talking about being in your grounded confidence. When you're bold, when you take a line action, you have a confidence that is so deep in who you are that nothing can shift it. This is practice. This is not something that you learn once in a workshop. This is practice. You need to practice, 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 practice. You need to practice with people that are like you, that are going through this. The archetype is the dominatrix. The dominatrix is the ultimate feminine. People think it's the masculine, but it's not. It's the ultimate feminine. She's so clear on her pleasure that she gets people to dream about making it happen for her. So the dominatrix, she gives the chance to everyone who wants to, or actually she selects who, to make it happen for her. So she's the visionary, she's the creator. She's like, yeah, I want that, I'm craving that. She's very clear on who she is. Now, are you lucky enough, you, man, or whatever, woman, are you lucky enough to make it happen for me? And the person is like, yes, let me make it happen. So it's very playful. I'm very playful. Like this is, you can take it literally, you can actually do that sexually, or you can do that as a kink, or you can do that just as a dynamic. There's a lot of like, when you're dating and stuff, you can, just like, people are like on the hot seat when you go on a date. Like, are you lucky enough to see me again? It's that dynamic. That's what I mean. I teach you that. I love it. It's just so fun. How do you feel with the boldness? Can you tell me in the chat, where are you at with that? Like maybe on a scale 1 to 10, how bold are you now? And do you need to work on that? And yeah, so I'm going to share with you. There's one more big element that I want to share with you today. So I really encourage you to stay, because I'm going to share with you the framework that you need to make progress. I'm seeing Natasha, okay, 7, 7, 8, 4. Okay, so yeah, there is room. It's about aligned action that are aligned with your true feminine self, right? Not like the pushy, productive, like not like the to-do list. I'm talking like actions that are like from the gut feeling, that kind of action that's really needed. Okay, so I want to tell you, everyone, before I go into the next step, is if you are interested in talking with me more and exploring what your next step is, if you want to know what's blocking you, and if you want to discuss how to work together, you can book a free call with me. It's like a little consultation. I only have limited spots, and it's really helpful to help you being clear on where you're at, where you're heading. And it allows us to see if there is a good chemistry between us. If so, then I can open a seat for you in my small program. I mean, it's my signature program. And I will tell you at the end a bit more if you want to know. But there is a link. You can book like a call if you want to. I encourage you to click now. You can book in my calendar. Just know that if the calendar doesn't show the right times for you, you can message me after, because with the time difference and stuff, sometimes I have to open more availability. I want to tell you your framework, and it's very important, and it's something I only added recently to my, like, I wasn't able to articulate it before because I was doing it, but now I know that this is a healthy framework to succeed. My experience is, for people to make progress, this is the coach in me talking. For people to make progress, you need those 4 ingredients, being guided step by step. It might be with me. I would love that if we're a good match, but being guided with somebody, somebody who can be your container. Because if you want to be in your feminine, you need somebody to kind of hold the space for you. You want somebody, obviously, who has experience and knows where you're going with you. This is really important. You don't need to do this alone. That's my point. I think often women, the femininity is something very sensitive, very personal, very deep. Many of us have trauma, lots of, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. Like, it's rare that a woman doesn't have any of that. So working on this is often a very tender topic. You don't need to do it alone, you can be guided. The second thing I want to say is community and role model. So role model is what I just said, being guided by somebody who's been through the step or who knows the topic. But then being in a community, being surrounded by women like you who have the same objective than you. Maybe it's your best friend. But look at you, and I want to ask you quickly, when you look at around you, do you have maybe somebody or a few people that can, you can talk about that with them? They're a role model. Maybe they know that they can, because otherwise, it's really hard to know where you're heading if you have no one to look up to. Then the key other element is momentum. I created my method because it's in a small group. It's a container. And that means that you guys have momentum. You see the spiral the drawing that's there? It's like a spiral. It's this idea that you start, and slowly together as a group, you amplify each other's work. You amplify. You're not alone. And some weeks you might feel crappy. Some weeks you feel great, and you support each other in good weeks, bad weeks. Then the last one is being seen. Being seen in a small community of safe women, being seen by people around you first, close, then you start slowly increase that. So you can be seen in a safe space first. Do you see what I mean? If you want to be a bit in your femme fatale, you've got to practice it a little bit. But you've got to feel safe to practice it. You've got to find the right environment where you can be a little bit femme fatale. It's important to think about that. Like, how do I? It's just like anything else, you know. If you're going to play piano, you've got to have a teacher. You've got to, you've got to have maybe other people in the class. You've got to. It's like anything else, and so you kind of relearn to tap into your full self. Yeah, that's what I want you to share just about the framework. I just want to tell you it's 12 weeks journey if you want to work with me, but you have 6 months actually. You sign up for 6 months, but it's a 12-week journey that you can repeat. And it's a container, 4 or 5 women max. We meet every week. And I created this exact safe space. You have a role model, a few role models. We're building momentum and you're being guided. If you're interested, just book a call with me. I have actually two spots left now. We're starting in less than 2 weeks. Can you put a thumbs up if you booked on the calendar so I know? What day are they? Yeah. Okay, good, Melanie, you've booked a call. I actually haven't finalized the day. I'm hesitant between 2 times, but because we're such a small group, we'll find a time that works for everyone. It might be an evening or it might be a Saturday morning. You and I can talk about that. Will you have spot open? Melanie, yes, you have female friends. Very grateful for that. Yes. And so, it's like creating those, like kind of setting the scene for yourself to be successful in your goal, to be in your feminine self. So it requires to be more intentional about who you're going to see. It needs to be practiced. I mean, me in my method, I have each week a different topic that I bring, a different element. I give you a bit of context, and then we work and we coach and we go much deeper. Is this good for in relationship? Yes, in relationship already, absolutely. Many women I coach are married. I have single people married, but a lot of the sessions are obviously the focus is on you. But you will see that it completely shifts your relationship once because you can't change your partner. You can't change your husband, sadly. Sometimes we wish we could, but we can't. But you can work on yourself. And you will see that when you embrace your feminine, it's going to invite your partner to be in their masculine. It's like the yin and the yang, the day and the night. And it's not about gender, to be honest. It's just about polarity. It's a natural thing that comes. So the more comfortable you are in your feminine, the more the person will be embracing the opposite. And that's very healthy. We can talk more about that. I need to rise to him. He's a full masculine, amazing. Oh, okay, good. Okay, lovely. Well, I'm glad to hear that and good for you. Because I often hear like, oh, damn. Okay, well, we can get you there, and I love it. Well, if he's in masculine, he's going to be very supportive of your journey. I have women as well work with me because their husband were like very good in their masculine, and they were like, you need to work on your feminine so we can click better, and so it really works. That's a great question. Sheila, the cost, it's a premium program. I'm not going to lie. I don't take that many people, so it's a financial investment. However, there is different brackets. It would depend what you need exactly. If you want to book a call, or we can chat after if you want. Any other question? I would love to know who's like, oh yeah, that could be interesting. Like, oh, I want to know what's your takeaway. What's your takeaway from this?
I really liked where you said I don't have to be less masculine. So and that's what I feel like I can be in my feminine with him, but we're going to be together all the time soon. And I just don't know if I can match it. Like he's literally, this is like an earth angel man. This is crazy and full male, like what I've
Nice.
dreamed of my whole life. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm okay right now, but I work, we only see each other little bits because of his work. And so I can ramp it up for a couple hours, but then it's like, how am I going to be this all the time because I've been single so long and I have to stand in that,
Okay.
just with my life.
Yeah,
So I really love that you said that. That was awesome that I can be both because he likes
exactly.
my independent, strong woman as well. And he's not complained at all. I think he worries
Exactly.
he's not enough. Thank
Thank you
you.
for sharing that. And that's lovely because yes, you don't like I always say that. Like I think a strong masculine, a strong feminine in one person is actually really healthy. We need to be productive like we need to be a lot in our masculine because the world is very masculine. So it's not like one against the other. I think that's why I often talk about harmony. It's like we can build harmony within yourself, between your masculine, your feminine, your mind, your body. It's abundant. We don't need to shut down something in order to carve space for something else. There is space for all of it. We can be all of it. I love that. It's just like you can have it all. You can be as masculine and as feminine as you want. I'm very masculine in so many ways, but I'm also very feminine. And I think that's what I think men are attracted to in me. So takeaway, totally okay to be in my feminine energy. I think sometimes I have confused it with vulnerability. Okay, lovely. Openness to develop my feminine side, Sheila. Lovely. Um, yes, Emily had to go. Natasha, my takeaway is awareness to spot the moment when I need to increase my feminine and slow down. Lovely. Okay, yeah, Anne, do that. I will say goodbye to everyone.